Hello traders, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of Weekly Crypto Update, where we discuss what happened in the past week and try to forecast what is likely going to happen in the next week. Today is 12th of June here at Forex Academy, and my name is Nikola Lazic. Let's look at the global charts at the beginning of this session. From the Monday, June 4th, cryptocurrency market capitalization was hovering around $350 billion. And as you can see from there on, the price, the evaluation of the cryptocurrency market cap experienced some sideways movement before finally on Sunday it came dropping steeply. The lowest point was here at around $291 billion, which was yesterday, and from there on, as you can see, we're also having some sideways movement, but till now the evaluation has increased by approximately $9 billion. The market is currently showing some mixed colors. We are seeing both red and green, but for the most part, the market is in green because of this rise in evaluation. Today, we saw some significant headlines that impacted some prices positively. Namely Ethereum Classic, who rose to 21% because Coinbase listed them. Sorry, not yet. They are planning to list. And also we saw CyberMiles increase and Loom Network, but everything else is pretty much hasn't changed much since yesterday. As you can see, as the average price change is ranging from 1 to 4% change. Okay, so let's go look at the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so this is Bitcoin daily chart, and as you can see, the price broke out from this triangle on Sunday. This is Sunday's candle. It was very strong, and the price found support on these levels here, which is an unconfirmed baseline support number 2. This is my confirmed baseline support, and as you can see, it held it pretty strong in the past, but we saw last week that the price broke through it and was hovering around it. So I was expecting a retest of the prior level, and if this level now holds strong and we don't see any more movement to the downside and the price bounce off of it, I'm going to confirm it and it won't be dotted anymore. From last Monday, the price of Bitcoin has decreased, and we are now going to measure that percentage. Okay, so Monday's candle was here, and as you can see, the price of Bitcoin has decreased by 13% in the last week. Now let's look at our projection and what is likely going to happen next. Okay, so these are my last week's labelings. This is an ABC, then we are seeing something like a W, X, Y, X, Z correction, which is in my mind, and I'm expecting another ABC down, and this whole structure is a WXY from a higher degree. Now let's zoom to an hourly chart, because this is more of a long-term projection. What I'm expecting next is to the price to go back and recover a bit, find some resistance here, at the levels of the triangle support, and from there on I'm expecting the price to retest the levels of the prior low, which would be around um, these, this was the prior low, which is around 6,500 US dollars, or maybe even further low to where the first low was, around $6,000. After that, I think the $6,000 is more likely. So I'm going to put my arrows. So I'm expecting to see something like this in the following week, and that would be a final stage of this corrective wave X. Why 6,000, not 6,500, is because 6,500 is not that far from the current low, and I don't believe that this price drop will trigger enough buying for the final Z wave to form. So I think the price is going to continue further down, maybe further than 6,000, but maybe we can see a candle close here at 6,000 and another wick below it, and another like a flash crash before the price spikes up, and the chasing of that low would trigger some buying pressure needed for this final wave Z to form. Now have in mind that from these levels here, the price of Bitcoin has significant amount of resistance, so I don't believe that the upside movement would last that much. Okay, so let's check the price of Ethereum. Okay, so this is Ethereum daily chart. And from last Monday, which is this candle here, till now, the price of Ethereum has decreased by 15.38%, coming from around 690 or $620 to around $522. Now, as you can see, this is the Sunday candle. It was very strong and powerful, which is similar to that of Bitcoin, as markets are strongly correlated. From Monday till now, the price of Ethereum went through 1, 2, 3, 4 support lines, which now serve as resistance. This was the first support that was crossed at 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. Then this channel resistance, which served as support, as you can see here. The price bounced off of it and then finally went through this support here at $570, which it was intersecting with this resistance line from the channel. Now let's go to our projection. Okay, so this is what I had last week. It's a little bit more complex than Bitcoin, but as you can see, I'm expecting the price to recover a bit, as I think this was in A, B, C correction on the opposite direction, which would be in wave X from this lower degree WXY. Now I'm just going to kind of readjust my targets. I don't believe actually that this is going this far out. So this, if this was a B wave, C wave would be somewhere maybe to here, or maybe not even past a wave, but it may go to 0.5 Fibonacci or maybe low to 0.382 Fibonacci. We will see. However, I'm expecting a short-term recovery and then another drop in the following days. This is also, I want to zoom out to show you this whole structure that I believe this correction, how this correction is going to continue. As you can see, this pattern is very similar to that of Bitcoin, but it's kind of lagging behind because we see that the price also created this falling wedge, after which an impulse wave appeared, and everybody thought that this correction was over. But as you can see, the price fell further below, so that means that the correction is still in play, and that we are going to see some long-term sideways movement, as the price is currently in this range here, from this line to this line here. And I'm expecting, as I said, a short-term recovery and then a retest of this current level. I'm going to change this like that so that you can see more clearly. So if this happens, that would mean that the price of Ethereum would create a lower low than this point here, which would be somewhere around $445. But again, this is just a projection. We'll see how it plays out. Now let's look at the price of Ripple. Okay, this is my Ripple daily chart. Similar to that of Ethereum, we see this impulse wave, and then we see this correction that is likely going to continue down. The price is currently hovering around this unconfirmed short-term support, and if we see a bounce from this support level, I'm going to confirm it. If not, I'm not going to think of it as that significant level. So from last Monday, which is here, till now, the price of Ripple decreased by 17%, coming from around $0.689 to $0.572 per Ripple. Now let's look at our projection to see where potentially the price is going. Okay, so these are my last week's labelings. I want to show you this entire structure. So this was clearly an ABC. Then this is either an A, B, C, D, E, or W, X, Y, X, Z correction. I haven't counted the subwaves, but it is the same because this correction is going to end on the resistance line here, which is the resistance line from this current range in which the price is. So what I'm expecting now in the following days is the price to recover and find support here on this level, and then go back to the range resistance, which is around $0.76, and then fell below to the levels of the prior low, which is around $0.45995 per Ripple. let's now check at the price of Litecoin. Okay, so as you can see, the price of Litecoin has broken out of this support here, which was the retracement zone, and from last Monday, which was this candle here, until now, the price of Litecoin has decreased by 16.82%, coming from $125.4 to $104.4. Now, what I think it's likely going to happen next is that we are going to see this retracement zone retested. I have zoomed into an hourly chart, and I think so that we are going to see some short-term recovery, maybe in a form of an upward channel or a wedge of some sort, and that these levels are going to be retested. And as you can see, we have some significant resistance there. This is a Fibonacci retracement level. This is the retracement zone support, which now serves as resistance, and this black line was the prior baseline resistance. So we have three lines which now serve as resistance. So I think this short-term buying pressure is not going to be enough for the price to recover all the way back. But similar to that of what I said to Bitcoin, I think that if the price continues down from these current levels, we are likely going to see buying pressure pushing the price back inside of a retracement zone. And so I'm now going to show you what I think is going to happen next with my arrows. And then I'm expecting something like this. Maybe the price even fell all the way down to retest and find support here, which is, let me just zoom out a bit, which is this falling wedge support here, which have these two kissing points. So this is what I think a likely scenario. Because I don't know if this, maybe we can see some buying pressure pushing the price immediately up, but in the end these levels are now serving as strong resistance that I think eventually we will interact with these levels here at around $85 per Litecoin. Okay, so this was all for today's session, and see you in the next week. Cheers.